Honey, I'm home. Let's put that there. Alright, now to put this away. What the... I left this thing on? Seriously? Great, just lovely. I probably have about, like, 10 terabytes worth of frickin' surveillance footage. Go me! Go me! So, what do I think of Sonic Forces? Well, for starters, it's definitely something different since for the first time ever you can create a custom character that you can play as in the game, and see interact with other characters throughout the game's cutscenes. Let's go through the game and see what parts are good and what parts are bad. First up is the story. In this game, Sonic is actually defeated for once by Dr. Eggman's newest creation, the Phantom Ruby. Now hold up a sec. I thought classic Eggman found the Phantom Ruby on Angel Island in the ground, and according to the short comic on Facebook, Rise of Infinite, modern Eggman found the same Phantom Ruby in the ground after classic Sonic from Sonic Mania triggered the Phantom Ruby with the Chaos Emeralds. I'm not even 5 minutes into this review and already I'm confused. Did Eggman make copies of the original Phantom Ruby? We've seen fake Chaos Emeralds before in Sonic Adventure 2, so maybe. But it would be nice to have some clear consistency for once, Sonic team. Anyway, Sonic gets defeated by Dr. Eggman's newest creation, the Phantom Ruby, wielded by his newest ally, the newest character to the franchise, and my newest favorite villain, Infinite. This allows Eggman to finally take over the world, making him an actual threat for once, and causing people to rise up and form the Resistance. One of those people winds up being a new character, your character. For the first time ever, you can create your OC, your own customizable character, and play as them in the game, wielding weapons and rescuing Sonic to take down the Eggman Empire. Now let me share Infinite's entire backstory with you since it's not all explained in the game. Infinite is a Jackal who was the leader of a group of mercenaries called the Jackal Squad. In the short comic, Rise of Infinite, Infinite and his Jackal Squad attack Eggman's base while he's busy researching the Phantom Ruby that he found. Eggman quickly realizes he should have been making an army and... Oh! Well then, problem solved. Thanks, Phantom Ruby. Eggman sends his forces to try and repel the Jackals, who wind up being stronger than he thought, especially their leader, Infinite. Infinite attacks Eggman with a sword we never see anywhere else for some dumb reason. Seriously, where did that thing go? That's an awesome looking sword. And winds up hitting the Phantom Ruby, triggering the gem and revealing he has similar ideas as Eggman. Eggman likes what he sees and hires Infinite's squad to help him take over the world. Infinite obviously agrees and signs his squad up to join the Eggman Empire. Cut to Episode Shadow, the free DLC that could have just been part of the game to begin with. Shadow goes to join Omega on a mission when Omega starts acting weird. Shadow finds that a masked figure has done something to Omega and calls himself Infinite. Infinite reveals through a flashback that during one of Shadow's missions to destroy an Eggman base, Shadow destroyed Infinite's Jackal Squad and kicked Infinite's butt, calling him weak. This triggers something in Infinite, causing him to leave his weak self behind, donning the mask, getting the Phantom Ruby, and becoming... Yeah, that. Now here's the thing that bugs me about Infinite's story. We don't get to hear enough about Infinite's backstory in the game. You have to go to the Sonic Facebook and find the comics, you have to get Episode Shadow, and even then, I feel like we need more info on this guy. Seriously, how to get that star? What happened to his squad? Infinite's backstory is separated into DLC and a comic on Facebook. Why isn't his full story in the game? Heck, they didn't even plan to do a proper face reveal in the game, seeing as how the model for his face isn't even complete. Seriously. He's supposed to have one blue eye and the scar, he doesn't even have a mouth. Having a comic that reveals his face kind of defeats the purpose of trying to hide his face in the game, Sonic Team. I wish we could have seen more of Infinite before the mask. That scar, the different colored eyes. Infinite looks awesome without the mask. It said in the game that Shadow destroyed this Jackal Squad as well, but destroyed could mean a number of things. It's too vague. Does it mean Shadow absolutely wiped the floor with them and now they need medical attention, or did he outright murder them? I really doubt it's the second, though, because Infinite's still alive. But then there's Infinite's rage fit. We aren't given any explanation as to why Infinite acted like this to begin with. And because of that, the memes started piling up. So I decided to read between the lines and make a little theory or two about Infinite. What if Infinite has never been defeated before, or at least hasn't been defeated for a very long time? Not only does he have that scar that we know nothing about, but he's also the leader of the Jackal Squad, a group of mercenaries that he may even have seen as a family. Infinite could have seen himself as this unstoppable force for the longest time. He even calls himself,
You destroyed my squad. I'll show you why they call me the ultimate mercenary.
Exactly. So when Shadow took out Infinite's squad, floored him, called him weak, and peaced out, that was probably the first time ever he's truly been defeated. I'm not counting his encounter with Eggman, because that was a draw. All of this happening to Infinite at once probably set him off.
Worthless. Don't show your pathetic face around me ever again.
I'm shaking. Me. Afraid. Pathetic. Me. He's calling me weak. No, I am not weak. I'm not. I'm not weak. I am not weak.
I actually like the story for this game because Sonic actually gets defeated for once. This allows Dr. Eggman to control most of the world, making him an actual threat for once. It's always bugged me how recent Sonic games portrayed Eggman as a stereotypical Saturday morning bad guy who never gets any sort of victory at all. In this game, Sonic is down, Eggman is a threat, and your OC is up to help save the world. It reminds me of the SatAM cartoons and the Archie comics, and there are obvious references to both. At least I hope they're references. Now, while I do love the story, there are sadly some major plot holes. For example, Tails is a bubble-blown crybaby coward. Seriously, what the heck happened to Tails? This dude sees Chaos Zero and cries for Sonic like a little... You know what? No, this needs to be said. Tails is being a little bitch! Seriously, Tails has fought Chaos 4 before. That's Chaos with 4 Chaos Emeralds, a form that is stronger, so why is he scared of Chaos's base form? Tails has even gone up against Eggman's Eggwalker at the end of his story in Sonic Adventure, and do I need to mention all the shit he did in Adventure 2? Okay, granted, he was in a transforming plane walker car thing, but he should not be scared of Chaos Zero. One good tail whip and he's out. Just look at how quick Classic Sonic beats him. Tails was sassy as heck in Sonic Lost World as well, too. Is this what the others meant when they said Tails lost it? He became a coward? Because I can understand losing it after seeing Sonic get defeated by 5 guys, 2 of which, Shadow and Chaos, should have been friends who are on your side. But there's no reason he should be scared of Chaos when Tails has fought him in a stronger form before. Tails should have fought with Chaos for a bit, and then Classic Sonic from Sonic Mania shoots at the portal and kills Chaos by accident, because there is no way Classic Sonic should have known that Chaos was evil right off the bat. He's never seen him before. Also, Classic Sonic. In Sonic Generations, they said he was from the past, and now he's from another dimension? Sonic Team, would you try to be more consistent with your stories and make up your mind? It also doesn't help that Classic Sonic is still mute! Seriously, get Jalil White to voice him already. He will do it. They even talk about how Sonic is apparently tortured for... Hey Sonic, how long were you up there for again?
At 6 months?
Right, 6 months of torture, and he looks like nothing happened to him. Seriously, Sonic Team, you expect me to believe that Sonic has been tortured this whole time? It doesn't look like anything happened to him. In fact, he's still strong enough to beat up Zavok and then bust himself out. If Sonic were truly tortured, then he shouldn't look like this. He should look like this. Remember this, Sonic Team? This is from Shadow the Hedgehog, one of your more darker Sonic games. I was actually expecting Sonic to look like this. Sonic should have been messed up, looking like this, and he should have been weak from the torture. Next, there's the Phantom Ruby. This thing can essentially make things reality, so why are only Metal, Chaos, Shadow, and Zavok the only people brought to life through the Phantom Ruby? I mean, sure, at first Eggman was probably trying to keep the Phantom Ruby's powers a secret, having the old ace up his sleeve. But once the secret was out, there should have been all kinds of things done with the Phantom Ruby. Those giant Slender Infinites were a good start, but there could have been so much more. Eggman and Infinite could have made Phantom versions of anyone and everyone, and pulled one of those funny which one is the evil twin bit. I honestly love those bits, they're funny as heck. They could have even played mind games using this thing. Imagine if Infinite used the Phantom Ruby to make a bunch of Marias to really mess with Shadow, or make Sonic fight a Phantom Sonic. He could have even played mind games with the custom character by making a Phantom version of your OC and showing how much of a coward they were when they obviously ran from Infinite in Flashback, to mock them and have a reveal to the others of sorts before fighting the copy. Finally, there's the fact that the Chaos Emeralds are nowhere in this game. They talk about how the Phantom Ruby needs power, so why not use one of the 7 endless sources of power on Mobius to power the darn thing? In fact, why doesn't Eggman go grab the Master Emerald? Knuckles isn't on Angel Island guarding it, he's too busy leading the Resistance! Another annoying thing is that half the dialogue in this game's story takes place in radio transmission in between levels, and there's no way to listen to them again. Only thing you can do is either look them up on YouTube or start a new game. That means wiping all your progress and all the clothing you've unlocked. I really do love the story for Sonic Forces despite its flaws. Sonic being defeated, Eggman being an actual threat, and the Resistance being made. I love it all. But there's so much more that could have been done. The story has so much potential and it's barely used. I really do hope that Infinite comes back in the next game and is a permanent member of the Eggman Empire. Because people obviously love this character and so do I. His fate after being defeated is vague and unclear, so hopefully he'll come back. I also hope they bring back the Phantom Ruby, because according to Mania and the comic, Eggman should still have the original Phantom Ruby. Besides, the Phantom Ruby comes off as a super powerful gem, just like the Chaos Emeralds. Hopefully the next Sonic game's story is similar to Forces, only they fix things and use all the potential they can, because I really love the direction the story went in. Next up is the actual gameplay. When you start to play the game for the first time, you'll more than likely just play the game casually, just to have fun and enjoy it the way it was intended. When you get to some platforming sections, you're going to start to notice the controls aren't that great, especially on a stage like Imperial Tower, where there are a ton of platforming sections. When you really start to play the game and try to get the red rings, try to speedrun levels to beat your best friend's time and unlock more clothing, that's when you'll learn how truly garbage the controls actually are. Seriously, your character's momentum seems to change at random. Even classic Sonic can't run down the famous chemical plant's incline. There are no real physics in this game. It only has forced physics to give off the illusion that there are actual physics.
Worthless.
Thankfully, the levels are beautiful to look at and have a ton of detail, which makes it all look absolutely amazing. There's so much detail that if you play the game casually and pay attention to your surroundings, you'll notice something new every time you play a level. I wish I could explore all of these places freely in a 3-dimensional environment, especially Sunset Heights and Metropolis. Imagine exploring the streets of Sunset Heights. Sadly, you can't do that because once again, Sonic Team has decided to use the boost formula again. This means that all the modern Sonic levels are super linear with little to no exploration, and constantly put you in 2-dimensional side-scrolling segments, despite the fact that classic Sonic is in the game. I wish they would stop using the boost formula because these levels are so friggin' linear. Heck, you can actually play Luminous Forest with one hand while taking a sip of whatever drink you have. In fact, a lot of this game is so scripted and automated, it feels like you hardly play the game at all. It's more like the game is playing itself for you just to focus on making a big spectacle of everything. The train scene in Spaceport, the Snake in Luminous Forest, all automated moments. They're not even proper QuickTime moments. You just wait for the right moment to press the same button at the right time over and over for more points. You can even just mash the button just to get through it quickly. They make things look cool for you instead of letting you make things look cool yourself. It's like you go through half the game before realizing, oh wait, I didn't even press start yet! Modern Sonic's double jump, as well as the Bird's double jump, is a joke. In fact, I can't even consider it a jump and a half. It's more like they hiccuped mid-jump. Modern Sonic's boost is so overused that half of his levels feel like you just boost to win and that's it. Just hold down the one button and you can win the level, no problem. The custom character's gameplay is extremely similar to modern Sonic's. You can run and play these levels just like modern Sonic and even use your hook shot to perform a wire attack, a sort of pseudo-homing attack, but thankfully there's no boost to abuse. Instead, we get forced hook shots! There are yellow hook shot targets throughout the game that your character uses automatically instead of letting you use them, assuming you even want to. Seriously, these things slow me down when I try to speedrun a level half the time. Classic Sonic barely feels playable in this game at all, and that's bad since this is literally supposed to be the exact same classic Sonic who just went through the events of Sonic Mania. The lack of physics in this game makes him difficult to play. On the plus side, you do get some interesting Genesis-style tunes for his levels. In fact, all the music for this game is just breathtaking, and I plan to get the soundtrack as soon as I can get my hands on it. Now let's talk about the custom character. This is a really big deal because for years, Sonic fans have been making OCs all over the internet. Even DeviantArt made a joke when it was first announced that you can make your own character, play as them, and see them in cutscenes. First, you get to choose what gender you want them to be, male or female. Seems simple enough. Next, you get to choose the species of your character. You get 7 to choose from. Seems like a decent number. You get dog, wolf, rabbit, bear, cat, my personal favorite, bird, and hedgehog. It seems like a decent list of species to choose from. However, I wish you could be a fox like Tails. And what kind of bear is that? Whenever I think of a Mobian bear, I think of a strong, burly bear that could throw you across the room, like Bark the polar bear. Another cool thing to mention is that each species has a special trait. Like the wolf can have rings gravitate to them, and the cat can hold on to one ring after being hit. That kind of makes the cat more perfect for me because I could do that as a kid. Playing classic Sonic games, I was always able to hold on to at least one ring after being hit multiple times. Next, you get to choose from 3 head types. Wait, seriously? Only 3 preset head types? Why don't I get options for different ears or muzzles? What if I want to make a cat with a muzzle like Blaze's or a tail like Big's? What if I want to give my character a belly patch or tan arms like Sonic? There's no real options to actually customize your base character. No options for your tails, ears, fur patterns, or haircuts. The only other thing you get choices for are your eyes. Everything else is colors for your eyes, fur, and skin. There's 3 voices you can choose, but your character just isn't that vocal enough. Sure, your character is mute, but even Link from Breath of the Wild was more vocal. You can't even name your character, which sucks because if you see a character in an SOS mission that looks like your friends, you'll never know if it's actually them unless it's super unique. The last thing you get to choose is a victory pose, and then that's the base. Although the female does get 2 extra girly victory poses. Another thing that bugs me is that the female always comes with some kind of base jumpsuit on. Why do only the female characters have that? To cover them up? None of the male OCs need them. And even if it's to cover them up, all you're doing is implying that there's something to cover up to begin with. Seriously, just lose the base jumpsuit, make them look like the males, and you'll be fine. Maybe let the female OCs have some curve to their body too. How come Rouge gets to be the only curvy character in the entire franchise, huh? After your character is made, you can only go back and change certain things until you beat the game and unlock the ability to create more custom characters. Most of the real customization sadly seems to be put into the clothing. To get clothing in this game, you need to play the game and do things to unlock them, like doing missions and stuff, meaning you won't get to dress up your character properly until you beat the game. But hey, at least you get all kinds of different things to wear. Oh hey, there's the fur patterns, but what are they doing with the bodysuits? They should be in the base design of your character, not the clothing area. Same with the haircuts, what the heck? To make it worse, while there are a few fur patterns and haircuts in the clothing section, it won't mean anything because you only get 3 colors each. Seriously. Everything in the closet only comes in 3 color schemes, and that's it? Why can't we make our own color schemes for clothing? They let us do that with the skin, eye, and fur colors, so why not all the clothing too? They could have saved a ton of memory if they made everything tintable instead of making 3 preset color textures for every single article of clothing. There is just not enough actual customization options for the custom character at all. It's sad, really. People have been looking forward to this for years, and this is the first attempt at it? There could have been way more options and more efficient methods to make things customizable. Thankfully, there are still enough options for this to be fun and make interesting looking characters. I actually like how they try to give the custom character a generic yet interesting backstory. They fled in terror and lived to pay back Infinite tenfold. Next, let's talk about the weapons your character is armed with, the Wispons. The Wispons are some pretty interesting weapons that can do a number of different things. There's a flamethrower, a drill, asteroid being a multi-shot, my favorite being the lightning whip, and a freaking black hole generator. These weapons are fun, but there's just one massive problem with them. They run on wisps! Seriously, Sonic Team, fuck off with the stupid wisps already! We don't want them anymore! They had their time in the spotlight back in Sonic Colors as a gimmick, it was cute when they were an extra in Lost World, but now it's just getting annoying. Seriously, the wisps aren't even mentioned at all in this game. They're just there. Even Sonic's freaking boost runs on wisps. Why couldn't Sonic's boost run on power rings? There's hundreds of them in the game. They're called power rings for a reason. Why are you still giving us wisps and shoving them down our throat when we don't want them anymore, and not giving us back something we actually want, like the Chow Gardens we loved back in the Sonic Adventure games? Do you just hate anything from that time era, Sonic Team? Huh? The weapons shouldn't even need wisps to function, even if it's for some kind of special attack. They're just unnecessary. Unless Sonic Team plans to bring back the black arms from Shadow the Hedgehog and have them fight with the wisps, then I don't want to see wisps for at least another 10 friggin' Sonic games. Still, despite using wisps, the Wispons, that's a mouthful, are really fun weapons to use, and the special abilities are a blast. The Void Wispon is so overpowered, and the Drill Wispon is completely broken in the most hilarious way. Check out the speedrun of mine using the Drill Wispon.
I need a status update on the people who couldn't evacuate in time.
Espio here. We're engaging enemy forces. Can't search for civilians right now.
Fighting appears for us to help out as well.
Sounds like you're our only hope, rookie.
Those detonate robots. Being mass-produced now?
Oh, this ain't good. Might be too much for the rookie to handle. Still, can't just ignore him. Nice work. A fine display of skill.
What? You really showed them who's boss!
Come on! We've broken through enemy lines. The rescue is underway.
We secured an escape route, so there's a safe way out. Thanks to the rookie, things are turning around. Let's keep this momentum going. Update from HQ. The enemy's on the run. Mission complete. Well done, everyone.
It's kinda interesting how the Drill Wispon is designed, actually. It looks like a mining tool that was weaponized to fight Eggman. Something even more interesting is there's an unused Wispon only seen in the cutscenes. The best view you can get of this weapon is during the flashback cutscene. I think this is meant to be some sort of basic standard issue white Wispon. If that's so, then how come we didn't get that weapon from Knuckles at the start of the game instead of the Burst Wispon? How come we don't get it at all? Overall, I think the custom character is a mediocre first try at giving us the ability to make custom characters. It's okay, but Sonic Team could have definitely done much better than this. They could have given us a lot more to work with and made it more efficient. It's still very fun, and personally, I hope they have this in every future Sonic game. It can only get better from here. The SOS missions are an interesting way to see other people's characters in the game by saving them or playing as them. However, most of the time, the only characters that seem to pop up in SOS missions half the time are base characters for people who obviously just started the game. No clothing, and just a Burst Wispon. I'm sure within time this will change. The annoying thing about capsule SOS missions is that sometimes they're hard to find, and can sometimes be missed completely. It's even worse when you see you went past it, and you can't even go back because you passed the point of no return. And I don't mean invisible walls either. I mean stuff like going down a ledge you can't get back up, or being unable to go back because a spring is in the way. It's so annoying. At this point, you're pretty much forced to fail the SOS mission because there's no way to get to the capsule. So, what do I think of Sonic Forces in a nutshell? Well, sadly, I think it's mediocre. Now, just because I say Sonic Forces is mediocre does not mean the game isn't fun. In fact, far from it. When played casually, this game can be loads of fun. Most of the fun will probably come from the custom character creator and playing as the custom characters. This game obviously has a ton of great ideas and has a ton of potential. But the execution of these ideas are flawed, and a lot of the potential goes unused. They should have done certain things differently with this game. Like, instead of making only a world map and linear levels, imagine if they had 3D levels you could freely explore. Imagine being able to explore the streets of the town and finding what's left of the stores, using the hundreds of rings you find to fix them up and buy more clothing. Imagine being able to walk into the room where your character first gets introduced, walking up to the computer, and then you bring up the world map. I really do like the direction this game tries to go in. It has a lot of ideas. However, it's painfully obvious that Sonic Team put more focus on the Hedgehog Engine 2 just to make it look good, rather than making the game actually work properly, and making it actually good. They obviously rushed things, but thankfully it's nowhere near as bad as 06 or Boom. Here's what I think they need to do to make the next Sonic game better. Use the ideas from Forces, abandon the boost formula altogether, and give us a proper gameplay style like Sonic Adventure or Unleashed. abandon the linear level design and 2D segments and give us a more open 3D environment to freely explore. Give us custom characters with much more options so people can make almost anything. Replace the wisps with Chow and make the game bigger, because this game did feel short. Now, I know this game is not perfect, but at the same time, it's not awful. I give this game a 7.5 and would definitely recommend it to anyone who enjoys Sonic games, and especially Sonic fans who like making their own characters. Even though I was super limited with my customization options, I still had fun making a custom character or two. In fact, let me show you what this guy is supposed to look like! Well, that wraps up Sonic Forces. I hope you all enjoyed this entire Let's Play because I had a blast making it, even though there were some annoying parts. No game is perfect. Every video game comes with its annoying parts, whether it's on purpose or not. And this game was more the latter. Oh well, hopefully next time Sonic Team will be smart enough to focus on the actual game rather than just the Hedgehog engine for most of the time. Hopefully they'll give us a better customizable character to work with, more options to create almost anything. They'll give us Chow instead of Wisps. Hopefully they'll just do everything right. Or better, rather. I shouldn't say right, I should say better. If you enjoyed the video and the entire Let's Play that much, be sure to hit the like button. If you want to say something, leave a comment down below. And if you want to stay tuned for more videos, and the next Let's Play, then be sure to hit the subscribe button, and give that bell a little ring, because YouTube is weird and won't let you know anything unless the bell is rung. Until next time, I'm Lightning of Lightning Wing Productions, and I will see you all in the next video. Keep gaming, everybody! I wonder if that thing will even work in this dimension.